moderated by Dr. Ali. I hand over this session to Dr. Ali. Assalamu
Thank you,
alaikum.
Sister Rosie. Thank you so much for your moderating. Welcome all to this panel discussion. We will go, inshallah, to have discussion about the three topics we discuss in this session, one by one, starting from the topic of Dr. Damir, then Sister Gemma, and later Dr. Shafiqa, inshallah. So we will go topic one topic, and if there is any question, we will answer. And also, I'll ask a few questions to the presenter for each one, inshallah. First of all, for the topic of Dr. Damir, I think there is a request to speak from Dato Doraisamy about the topic of the importance of the halal standard in ethical issues. Dato, are you with us now? Dato Doraisamy? Tamam, we'll come later to him, inshallah. So, Dr. Damir, speak about the standard of ethics in halal certification bodies and the importance of the ethics standards. And as you know, that there is current project in CIMIC Technical Committee number 11 about this one. It will be, inshallah, standard number 62. And it's not only same like ISO anti-bribery standard, it's also contain more information about the ethics in halal issues. So can I ask you, Doctor, you are in the committee for this one, for this new standard. So what other than anti-bribery issues we will have in this standard, inshallah?
So I was few times I'm been in how can I say in working groups during the work on this standard and on this text. So and few times I've been in only been in meetings for during the committee. So not so included in this because I'm full technology and I avoid sometimes I'm avoiding the how can I say avoiding the things that I'm not not in that field. And but I'm interested for this standard because of my certification bodies, because I'm in certification bodies and I know that there is a lot of problems because of briberies and anti-bribery, and not just because of that problem, because of a lot of certification bodies, they present themselves that they are not. For example, very often they are, how can I say, they present that they are huge certification body, accredited by this one, accredited by that one, recognized by that one, etc. For example, very often you will find that certification bodies, they said they are accredited by CIMIC. We know that CIMIC is not accreditation body. We know that CIMIC is standardization body. They develop standard, but it is not honest. It is not, how can I say, that certification, but it is not, that's the important, because when we talk about ethical, and we talk about ethics standard, we talk about from all perspective. We know that our source, Quran and Hadith, that they said that we have to be honest, we have to be transparent, we have to be just speak honestly, to be justice, to be everything. Everything we have in our religion, everything we have in our source of Islam, and we just need to follow. We don't if we follow the rules, we don't need standards, we don't need guidelines. We already have the rules, but unfortunately, sometimes we have to develop even standards, guidelines, and talk about this.
Yes, thank you, Doctor. Actually, يعني, the, the soul of this ethics is in our religion, but we need to put rules and make it as document so we can control it. Honesty is general. All religion accept this one, and any human being, he will be like you to be honest with him. But how we can make it as practical practice in our standardization body, in our halal certification bodies. Uh, for example, this anti-bribery system, that I cannot go and make quotation, I cannot go and make payment because of interfere of some interest. Okay, this is how we can control it. We know that it's ethics issue, but we need to control it in on the management level. And I think there is, يعني being Muslim, uh, sometimes we do sins, we do mistakes, and when it's business, they hope to have more money, to get more money from the certification. So this is how the shaitan come. It's come. We are doing halal business, but the shaitan come from the money, from making more profit, from making these things. This is why we need to make some rules, inshallah. And I hope that we can do good work in this standard and implement this standard in the future, inshallah. Um, يعني let's see.
I'm just, yeah, considering, yes, no problem. We can implement standard, and I will say, for example, I will implement this standard in my organization, in my certification body, and I said I will implement. I implemented this standard, and I am ethical, etc. But who will confirm that? We have to care about confirming that we are implementing these ethical standards, implementing the rule, not rules, implementing the requirements of these standards. So we have to care in next period. We have to work on that. Yes.
Inshallah. Maybe there's the coming what call it halal accreditation form. If Hub will have some role in this one,
Yes.
inshallah, in the near future, when we have this kind of multilateral agreement and mutual recognition, this one, inshallah, we will be implemented much better, inshallah. Let's ask Dato again. Dato Doraisamy, are you with us now? Because he requests to speak a little bit about this topic, but I don't know if he is with us now or not. Tamam, no problem. Let's come back to him, inshallah. Let's move to the second topic. If there is any question about the first one, the first topic of Dr. Damir, if anyone have question from the attendants or from the people who is watching us online. Okay, good. Thank you so much, Dr. Damir. Now let's speak with Sister Gemma Ali. She speak about animal welfare in Islam and about animal welfare in general. Sister Gemma is doing PhD now about this topic, and she is very active in this issue. And yeah, animal welfare is mentioned in our standard. We hope that, inshallah, we can reach higher level of animal welfare, but also there is every time there is you need to do something which is applicable in the most of the Islamic countries. And yeah, I think animal welfare is big topic. It's also mentioned in our religion, but how we can implement it and make it in the standard. So, Sister Gemma, I have a question for you about this topic. We have some critical, what call it, factory practices, which is all around the world because of the to reduce the cost, like killing the chicks, the male chicks, for farms, and how to say it, killing also male sometimes يعني affecting the male of some animals. So how we can solve this one from the point of view of Islamic issues, even that all countries do these things until now?
With regards to the male chicks, there is some technology that's been put in place where they actually do the embryo testing to see if the egg is male or not before the chick is hatched and becomes that live being, which is more of an ethical practice in the sense that you're not hatching a live being that will then potentially go through some form of pain or maybe an emotional or mental state that's poor for them. However, I'm yet to explore from maybe like a scholarly level about the embryo testing, because when it comes to humans, we can't have that choice. If we are the doctor says to us, oh, you're having a daughter, we don't have that right to then say, oh, I don't want that baby anymore. Because it's a last choice, how that egg or how, whether it's an animal or human, it's a last choice, whether it's male or female. So do we have that right as a Muslim to then test that embryo and say, okay, we can use that egg for something else? Is that our right? Where is the Islamic boundary there? But the technology is there, it is in the place. Whether everybody around the world can afford to put that kind of technology into place and have that around the world is another matter to be questioned, but it is there. It is there, definitely. And it is being promoted as being more ethical to actually test at the egg level for that male and female difference rather than the live being.
This is good news that there is this technology. Hopefully, I think it will save a lot of unnecessary death of this chicks. And maybe we can discuss this issue in the Fiqh Academy, Islamic Fiqh Academy. Every time CIMIC, when they have some things related to the new fatwa, new fiqh issues, we send it to the Fiqh Academy and they answer about this one. Because the Fiqh Academy, 100%, they don't accept that killing chicks just because they are male and making them as powder and for feed. But maybe this one will save something. And especially in the fiqh, that there is difference between human being and the animal. The Islam give respect to the animal, but also at the same time, it's not a deal like the human being in the fiqh issues. Thank you, sister. A little bit, we will go to Dato Doraisamy to speak about him. Then we come back again to your topic. So, Dato, are you with us now?
Yes. I'm in the link now.
Yes. So I think you have comment about the first topic about the ethical standard in halal certification bodies.
Yes, some knowledge of the ethical standards and the strict compliance in Sharia compliance in regards to the halal Tayyib, practices. And here I would like to share the challenges that we here in Malaysia that we have been going, because Malaysia being a multiracial country, we have Muslims, non-Muslims, and the question of Sharia compliance in regards to halal Tayyiban is still in the infant stage. A lot of things, a lot of knowledge is needed to be infused to the non-Muslims, because the non-Muslims, as far as non-Muslims are concerned, they are very familiar with vegetarian food and non-vegetarian food. But coming to halal and halal standards is a different, entirely a very new topic to non-Muslims. So in that aspect, I would say that the introduction and the practices that ought to be introduced to the non-Muslims in the strict form that what is halal is about, and you're talking about standards, and of course when you talk about halal standards, it varies from country to country, and of course it sounds, for the non-Muslims, it sounds very religious. It sounds very Islamic. This concept is very much ingrained in the non-Muslims. So what we have to do is that halal is meant for everyone. It's meant for Muslims and non-Muslims, and the food. What we are talking is the food, the clean food, food that is consumable to every human being in the world, and that's what we're telling. And of course, when you talk about in the West, they talk more on kosher food, kosher, which is equivalent to the halal standards, the halal ethical standards. So these are things that a little bit of confusion. I would say the challenges with the non-Muslims, particularly in Malaysia. So, but I would say, having read about Islamic law, Sharia law, about going through on halal tahiban, I would say that the concept of halal food preparation is a good move. It's a good subject, and this has to be communicated. This has to be taught to the non-Muslims in stages, so that the acceptance of the halal food will take place. So it's a matter of time, I would say. But and I would fully support that halal food is good for everyone, irrespective of what religion you belong to, whether you're a Muslim or non-Muslim. But halal food is good for every citizen in this world. Thank you.
Thank you, Dato. Thank you so much
Thank you
for your comment. And of course, we need to increase the awareness about halal among Muslim and non-Muslim people who is living with us, because the majority of the people don't know a lot about other cultures. We need to read about each other and communicate with each other to have more communication, inshallah. Thank you, Dato, for your comments and your feedback. Thank you.
Dr. Ali, can I quickly say something there?
Yes.
So here in the UK, under the government guidance, kosher and halal meat, it says has to be intended for Muslim or Jewish people. However, we do have imports from different countries which are actually halal slaughtered, but are not on the labeling and packaging. So non-halal consumers are actually eating this as well. So a lot of these issues as well, the standard, of course, and promoting that the clean and pure standard, but also the labeling. I don't know about anybody else, but in the UK, we have a lot of halal labeling issues, where we have a pushback from non-Muslims saying, oh, I don't want to eat halal, it's barbaric, because of that lack of education. We have some non-Muslims that want to eat halal and kosher because they believe it's cleaner. And then we also have Muslims who, we have a lot of halal frauds where you can just put halal sign in the front of your shop. It's not a legal requirement. It's, there's guidance in the regulation. But again, if meat's being imported and you don't really know where it's come from, but it's been halal slaughtered, how would you know? It gets mixed in the communities as well. So I don't know if that's also a problem in Malaysia as well.
Actually, there is kind of Islamophobia in some countries, and there is some anti-halal movement in some countries. Not majority, but there is minority people who is have this mentality. There is some action in Australia, some action in some other countries against the halal issue. So sometimes some company are afraid to put halal logo, even the food is halal, to not lose these people. I think the best solution will be just to promote the right thing. This how to say, racist people will be everywhere, and these people who is hating the other religions are everywhere. So we need just to keep continue asking our right to have the halal food, because it's human right to have the food which is suitable to your religion requirement, and this is
Yeah, of
very
course. And
important.
also it's the right of those who don't want to have halal and kosher. It's their right as well to have that label of where their food has come
Yes,
from.
yes. So if
They-
you put the halal logo, so they can know. Anyone who want to avoid also he can avoid. Yani the Muslim population is around 2 billion around the world. I think if some company want this big market, they have to aware about the halal. If you want to lose all of this 2 billion because of 1 million people, this is another issue. Yani. Like some countries, what is doing now, they prefer Israel above this 2 billion people. They yani, take all of these benefit from this people and do the opposite thing. Anyway, yani, inshallah, if we keep asking for our rights and doing the right things, awareness, I think we will win at the end, inshallah. Dr. Alina, is there any question from your side about this topic? Dr. Alina? You raise your hand, Dr. Alina? Okay. There's enough time, Alina. You short you. I cannot unmute. How to unmute Dr. Alina? I'm not the moderator.
Yeah, Brother No, could you please unmute Dr. Alina?
If you try again, Dr. Alina. Okay, we'll come back to you after a few minutes when Brother Noor help you, inshallah. Thank you, Sister Gemma, for your topic. And inshallah, yani, CIMIC standard number 1 is will go under review, inshallah, starting from next year. So maybe more details about animal welfare will be in the standard, inshallah. Now we have a lot of animal welfare clauses in the standard, but inshallah more details will be, inshallah, in the standard. Now we come to the last topic about Dr. Shafiqa. She speak about halal packaging and speak about their technology, Hyperion technology, if I'm not mistaken how to pronounce. Also, CIMIC now is preparing a new standard about halal packaging. So inshallah, we'll ask her about their company technology, inshallah. But before I ask you about this technology again, we have problem in this new standard about the recycling issue. Because when we do recycling, sometimes we don't know the source of the packaging. Is it halal or not? So what's your opinion about recycling issues in the halal packaging? Yes, Dr. Shafiq.
Okay, my comments about the halal, I think people also have been giving some sort of like a questions about the recycling the plastics. Sometimes because they don't know where to recycle, and they also don't know what kind of materials that being put to make the packaging itself. Because as I mentioned earlier, if we are making a food packaging with the different materials like layering with different materials, it's quite hard to delaminate the layer and then to recycle. So you have to find another solution on how you would recycle. But when we wanted to make a recycle technology for the plastics, it will cost a lot of money. So what we try to do is actually try to make the food packaging using a single material. So when you wanted to recycle, you can just recycling it. And then people also doesn't know whether this thing should be recycled or not. Does this is a halal food packaging or not? So what my concern is, maybe we can come with the QR code so people can scan the code, and then inside the code they will mention more about like whether this food packaging is making from what kind of materials, what's the regulations, what's maybe the standards on how the consumers can recycle that things. Maybe we can put some info where the recycling center that should be put, because sometimes people are not really aware. They thought when we talk about the plastic, anything can recycle. You can just dump, even have 1,000 plastic, you can dump it in a single bin for you to recycle. But it's quite harder actually for you to recycle. So my comments, and even I have also saying this idea, maybe we should come up with the label, same goes like a halal label. Maybe this time around, maybe we can put another one label special for the packaging, so people know how you wanted to do with the packaging. If the packaging itself can be reused, the people can scan the QR code. So the information is there. We can create the awareness. We can keep educating the people, because nowadays we know that everyone have smartphones. They can scan everywhere. The AI technology has been broadened, right? So I think it's not like it's doable. It's doable to educate and give awareness to the consumers like this. Because sometimes when we are using this packaging, maybe it was manufactured in Malaysia, but after we packet the food, maybe I distributed in Turkey, right? So people in the Turkey also know how to do with that. And I think also the standard bodies also need to know, need to set up another regulation, like especially in terms of the plastics, the materials used for the packaging itself. So it not just need a single body of the manufacturer or the consumer itself, but there's someone who holds the power, the bodies, I mean like the standard. So everyone can follow worldwide, not just only in Malaysia regulations. Yeah.
Thank you, sister. This is a nice idea.
Yeah, I have a
And-
question. Can I ask a question?
Yes, sister.
Yeah. My question is on Hyperion just now. Now, with the fact that we're all going into green practices and we want Halal to be a leader for the community to lead, well, other technologies have superseded in terms of, the technology itself. Now, with this Hyperion, I just want a question. I want to ask this question. Can Hyperion lead the halal industry with the fact that it's not about just the halal process, but it's the toiban, the activity on the half of the product itself. So Hyperion can help develop that value chain on saving food, saving the cost of maintenance, saving the cost of all other things, which probably, as you said, this will help enhance the quality of health. That's my question that I want to ask.
I think yes, the opportunity is greatly there, because Hyperion itself, when we talk about the functions of the Hyperion, we wanted to kill the bacteria, like not just for the food packaging, any kinds of the materials, especially for the equipments or maybe the cutting, chopping board that you use in the kitchen, in your kitchens, during the preparations of the food itself, instead of halal concept, I think Hyperion is more fit into toiban, because we wanted to promote the cleanliness. When we use a product that built in with the antimicrobial technology, okay, we built in with that, you can save a lot of the resources like water to clean that things. Okay, like for example, in a chopping board, they have a study stating that the biofilms layer of the pathogenic can grow within 3 days. So means that you have to keep rewashing it. Even when you disinfectant using a sanitizer, sometimes it's not that all clean. So you need something that can give a satisfaction or confidence to the consumers and also to the manufacturer, to the F&B industry, to make sure that what they are doing in their kitchens, what they are doing in their industry, is actually following the toiban concept. And so I think the opportunity is there. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Shayfira, for your answer. Inshallah, we'll have more technologies like this one, which will improve the packaging and also compatible with the halal issues, inshallah. And hopefully, inshallah, we can get benefit from your experience in new CIMIC standard, inshallah. By the way, Dr. Alina, write in the chat box about the experience in Malaysia about halal awareness, and the different programs in the college and school about informing people about halal. So, yani, I think Malaysia, one of the best or the best country in, among halal awareness in the OIC countries, Muslim countries, and a lot of even non-Muslim people understand a little bit about halal and know that halal is related sometime to halal and tayyib, and not only for Muslim people. Thank you, Dr. Alina, for your comment, and hopefully, inshallah, we can have more halal awareness program among all Muslim countries. By this way, I think we come back to, yani we reach our finish of this panel and discussion. Thank you so much for your time, for your comment. And inshallah, every time we will keep in touch and learn from you and from your experience. Thank you so much. And I think we will end this session now, or I don't know about Dr. Brother Noor. He will have any comment about this one.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ali, for moderating this panel session. Very good insights from all the panelists. Thank you also to Dr. Doraisamy, Professor Dr. Doraisamy, for his insights from the non-Muslim perspective. Yes, the buy-in from the non-Muslims are also needed, especially when they are coming from the producer side. And we need to extend and explore the whole ecosystem within the halal industry to reach out to everyone, Muslim and non-Muslim alike, and also at the every value chain. And let's hope that this International Halal Conference, iHalal Conference, will become one of the platforms that reaches out to everyone around the world to better understand halal and Thayyiban, that we can uphold the foundation of amanah as Muslims to then give barakah to all the ummah. So with that, I thank you everyone, the panelists, the presenters, Dr. Damir, Sister Gemma, Dr. Shafika, the moderator, Dr. Ali, and also the additional panelists, Dr. Doraisamy. Thank you very much for your all wonderful insights today, for sharing all your lifelong experience, and also to Dr. Alina for sharing her thoughts, and Dr. Noor also for giving her questions here. And with that, we end up this session. And thank you, everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa barakatuh. See you soon, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum.
See you soon.
Assalamu alaikum.
Salam. Salam.
Salam.
Yeah.
Salam.
Thank you. Salam.
Thank you.
Thank you to everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.